Action figure reboots. Sponsored by Pearson Art.
Hello, and welcome back. In today's episode, we're going to be looking at this Mego Batman that was released in 1972. I've always had a soft spot for this figure. I first discovered it in Alexander's department store when I was 5 years old. And I don't know, it's I've seen him through the years and I still love it. Even the other Mick loves. I actually didn't even know what it was. Nobody did. Because when they first came out, they were sold in a solid box with no openings or anything. So nobody knew what was inside of it. Everybody had to open it up and pull it out. So they had to change it, put a window in front of it so you could actually see what was inside the box. I thought it was cool back then, and I still think it's cool. You could take the mask off, and there was a Bruce Wayne head underneath. It was actually like getting two figures for the price of one. But I don't know. As the years went on, I've kind of soured on the whole concept of a mask or a helmet coming off. It never works. You always have to sacrifice something. Either the head's going to be too small or the mask or the helmet is going to be too big. I mean, this is a really good Bruce Wayne head sculpt, but it is a little bit on the small side. But the mask is a good size. I guess another reason why I really liked it as a kid was because it looked like Adam West from the TV show. And I'm sure that was by design. No doubt. They knew kids were watching this after school every day, 5 days a week. So I don't blame them for making it look as close to Adam West as they could legally. Why wouldn't they? I say this because if you read the comic books at the time, he was drawn with long ears. So for except for some early stories when he first started, he always had short ears. But after 1969, that's basically the design they had for Batman for the next 20 years more. I'm glad Mego gave him the short ears because I want to use that mask for today's reboot. I'm not going to make it look like Adam West. From what I understand, there's a new reproduction Mego coming out that has the mask painted to look like Adam West. So, since the cow has short ears and Adam West is already spoken for, I'm going to go with this design. I think this costume is awesome and perfect for Amigo. He doesn't have any black foam, rubber, or armor plating or anything like that. So let's get started. The first thing I'm going to need is a mask, and I picked up one of these from Classic TV Toys. I'll leave a link in the description. This place is a great resource if you do a lot of customs in this scale. They also have a lot of pieces for 12-inch figures as well. This is actually perfect, and it comes in black. For this figure, I'm not going to be using a Bruce Wayne head. Instead, I took a different head that's a little bit bigger, and I modified it quite a bit. And this is what I came up with. I know this isn't pretty. I shaved a lot of the hair down so it would fit more snug in the mask. And then I glued the mask on, which gives us this. I like this. I think you get the best of both worlds. The mask looks like a separate piece, but it's still in scale. Well, sure, you can't take it off anymore, but that's all right. I'm okay with that. And you also can't lose it either. When that happens when you're a kid, it stinks. Now we need a body and a suit. For that, I picked up this Mego Tin Man. I got it because it was a good price, and I wanted the bodysuit, but it also came with a body, so that was good. The suit was in a lot better shape than looks would have. Once I cleaned it up, washed it, it looked practically brand new. Then I popped out the hands and I replaced them with these pegs. I did that to accommodate these molded gloves. I know these aren't really the kind of gloves Batman has because it doesn't have those wings on the side of the gauntlets, but I don't really think that's necessary. You're not going to really see them anyway, and it would just get in the way of the cape. I actually like these better. I think they look more like Ben Affleck's. Okay, we're also going to need a pair of black boots, a black military pouch belt, a laser cut sticker emblem. I actually had this done at LaserMego. I'll leave a link in the description. And a black cape. I actually got this from a pretty unlikely source. It's from a 12-inch figure, which I would never think would work on a 8-inch figure. I got it from this Mattel Batman v Superman Ben Affleck figure. For some reason it works. I don't understand it. But as a side note, look at that cow. Now do you believe me when I tell you it never works? That looks absolutely awful. I did have to cut a huge portion of the bottom piece off. Uh, it was on eBay, so I took a chance on it. It was being sold on its own as a separate piece. It's a good price, so I took a chance and it paid off. I think. Okay, we got all the parts. Let's put it together and see what we got. All right, I'm kind of digging this. It's got a Ben Affleck vibe, but it still looks vintage. Yeah, I like this. The gloves look good, and the wings would have gotten in the way of the cape, so I'm glad I went with these. The emblem's the right size, the belt looks good, and the cape really works on this figure. I still can't believe that's from a 12-inch figure, but it fits on this thing perfect, like it was made for it. It also covers up that gap in the mask. So I guess that about wraps it up. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, subscribe, share, comment. I'd love to hear from you. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, always remember and never forget, think outside the box.